Hydration isn't just about how much you drink, it's about getting the right balance of fluids and electrolytes to boost your performance. Whether it's water, sports drinks or electrolyte supplements, dialing in the right mix can be the difference between hitting a PB or hitting the wall. For years, we've all been told that water is the key to staying hydrated, and while that's partly true, it's not the full picture. If you don't drink enough, you'll feel sluggish and your performance will suffer, but simply drinking more isn't always the answer. In endurance sports, it can actually be risky to drink too much. Today, we're diving into everything you need to know about hydration for running and triathlon, and later in the video, I'll share a common hydration mistake that even top athletes still get wrong. Water and electrolytes are essential for endurance sports because they help regulate temperature, transport nutrients, and keep your muscles firing efficiently. Get your hydration wrong and your performance will take a hit. Even mild dehydration, just a 2% drop in body weight from sweat, can seriously impact endurance, raise your heart rate and make everything feel harder. It also affects your blood plasma volume, stroke volume and cardiac output, while reducing blood flow to your muscles and brain. On top of that, dehydration can drive up your body temperature, increase glycogen use and make the effort feel way tougher. But hydration isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Your sweat rate, sodium loss, race duration, and even the weather all play a big role in how much fluid and electrolytes you need. So are you drinking too much or too little? Let's break it down. If you've ever felt unusually sluggish during a race, or you've had to slow down despite solid training, dehydration could be to blame. Some signs to watch out for include fatigue, dizziness, increased heart rate, muscle cramps, decreased sweat rate, but drinking too much can be just as bad. Overhydration or hyponatremia happens when you dilute your sodium levels by taking in too much fluid. This can lead to nausea, bloating, and in severe cases, even brain swelling. So how do you know if you're drinking the right amount? Well, first you need to figure out your sweat rate, and the good news is that you can do this easily at home for free. Here's how. Weigh yourself naked before your workout and also weigh any water bottles you're bringing. And then with your clothes back on, hopefully, do a 1 hour run or bike session drinking as you normally would. And then afterwards, weigh yourself again naked and measure how much water you've lost from your bottles as well and factor that in. And then subtract your post-workout weight from your pre-workout weight. And that final number shows how much you sweated per hour. But keep in mind, this only applies to the conditions you tested in. If you ran in 18 degrees Celsius, your sweat rate will be much higher than if you ran in cooler conditions. So it's worth repeating this test in different temperatures and environments to get a better feel for how much you sweat under various conditions. And just so you know, my affordable training plans are trusted by over 22,000 athletes each year and include coach support to help you succeed. And the link is in the description below, or you can go to myprocoach.net to learn more. Your hydration plan shouldn't just start when you begin training or racing. It should start hours before or even the day before, especially for long, hot or sweaty sessions. One approach, which is recommended by hydration experts Precision Fuel and Hydration, is something called a preload. And this means drinking 500 mils or 16 ounces of water mixed with a strong electrolyte drink. And they suggest using their 1500 milligram tablet to boost fluid retention. Then on race morning or before a big training session, aim for a 500 or 750 ml, which is 16 to 24 ounce, of a bottle of fluid with a strong electrolyte mix about 2 to 3 hours before your event or tough training session or race or whatever it is you're doing. So this extra sodium helps your body hold on to fluid, and some athletes find it also helps prevent cramping. It's also worth keeping an eye on caffeine and alcohol intake, as both of these increase your urine output, and that can leave you feeling more dehydrated as well. The amount you need to drink depends on a few key factors, which are how much you sweat, how salty your sweat is, the intensity, duration and conditions of your session or race. Hotter and harder efforts equal more fluid needed. And for sessions under 60 minutes, water is usually enough. If I feel like I need it, I'll add electrolytes to match my sweat sodium levels. For sessions over 60 minutes, I try to replace as much of my sweat loss as possible. For example, on the indoor bike trainer, I lose about 700 millilitres of fluid per hour, so I aim to drink all of that back. If it's a particularly intense session, I'll add electrolytes to my drink. And if it's a really tough session like intervals, I'll include an energy drink with both carbs and electrolytes to help me keep my performance up. So we've established that hydration isn't just about water and that you also need electrolytes. But what's the best drink to reach for? Water, electrolytes, or a general sports drink? Well, it depends. Water is great for short workouts, but it's not enough for longer sessions. Electrolyte drinks, which are just drinks with electrolytes in, but not necessarily sugar, electrolyte drinks can help replace sodium and can help prevent cramping. But be sure to check the label because many only have around 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, which is likely to be far too low for most athletes. Sports drinks, on the other hand, provide both energy and hydration, making them a good all-in-one option. But they can be inflexible. If it's hot and you drink more, you'll take in a lot more carbs. If it's cold and you drink less, your carb intake could drop too much. You can also use electrolyte capsules or chews from companies like SaltStick to separate your hydration from your fueling. And this gives you more control, allowing you to take in electrolytes without having to drink excessive amounts of fluid or consume too many carbs. The key is to plan ahead and make sure you're hitting the right balance for your session and conditions. Get this right and you'll feel the difference in your performance. Mistake 1 would be drinking too much before a race. Chugging loads of water before the start might seem like a good idea, but it can leave you feeling bloated and running for the nearest toilet. Instead, sip smaller amounts in hours leading up to your race and add some sodium to help your body hold on to that fluid. Mistake 2 would be not replacing lost electrolytes. Drinking only water can dilute your sodium levels, which can lead to serious issues like hyponatremia. So to avoid that, make sure you're adding electrolytes, but don't just grab any random sports drink. Check the label to ensure you're getting enough sodium to match your sweat losses. Mistake 3 would be relying on thirst. If you're already feeling thirsty, it's often too late and you're already dehydrated. Instead of waiting for thirst to kick in, start drinking fluids early in your race or training sessions to stay ahead of the curve. Mistake 4 would be trying a new hydration strategy on race day. Race day is not the best time to experiment with hydration, so test different approaches in training so that you know what works for you. And don't just have a one-size-fits-all strategy, you need to adjust it based on the conditions. If it's hot, you'll need to drink more. If it's cold, you can drink less. Mistake 5 would be not training your gut for race day hydration. Your gut needs training just like your muscles. If you're not used to taking in fluids for hours in training, you can't expect your body to handle it smoothly on race day. So do practice drinking consistently during longer sessions to avoid stomach issues when it really counts. Mistake 6 is overcomplicating your hydration. At the end of the day, hydration doesn't have to be complicated. Test your sweat rate, use electrolytes, and drink at regular intervals. That's it. Don't stress about getting it perfect every time. Just practice and focus on what works best for you. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into hydration. Let me know in the comments section what your biggest question is about hydration, and I'll do my best to help. And if you found this useful, you'll really like this next video on screen now, or check out our playlist on endurance sports nutrition. Thanks for watching.